Hey guys, we're the Swarm again. This is my second list. Well, depending on which order you're watching it in, I just put up the 750 list, or videoed it anyway, so depending on which order you're watching these in. This is my 2,000 point list. Yeah, I guess we just get straight into it. This is usually what I take to, tournaments, yeah, but just this is one of the lists that I've been using a lot lately, and I kind of like it. So yeah, we'll take you through the units. I've got my 20 Termagants to set up kind of that screen, the Gaunt Shield as I call it. You know, you put up the Gaunt Shields and kind of hope for the best. They're there just to make those Termagants you see here in the back troop choices. So you know, I've got the 4 troops there. I've also got a squad of Gene Stealers here, 13 Gene Stealers with Toxin Stacks, and a Broodlord. He's got the Sliding Talons, and it's good to give him the Implant Attack because that let him instant kill things like on Rins, he instant kills things. So, you know, things like Thunderwolf Cav, that would help. Mephiston, that would help. So, this is my Space Hulk Broodlord. He's all like, you, yeah, coming for you. He's got like skulls in his hands. It doesn't make sense, but it's Games Workshop. There's got to be tons of skulls and like long licky tongue, you know, from Kiss or something. Yeah, so they've got the Toxin Cat Sacks. They're there just to outflank. Well, actually, I don't outflank them that often, but to infiltrate up and get a good position to get a jump on someone, or if someone puts a unit like far isolated from everything else, they can get to them, or they can go get an objective. That infiltrating's helped me a lot. So I remember one time I played a mission in a tournament where it was like you had to hold this objective and you got a point for each turn, but like the turn number was the number of points you got. So I just infiltrated and you got it on their turn too. So I just infiltrated up onto the objective because it was in the center of the table, and I got a point every turn, so it was like 1 point, 1 point, 2 point, 2 point, and I was able to win because of these guys. And I realized that probably doesn't come off very often, but it's good to be able to infiltrate and to deploy in other places other than your deployment zones. So those guys are always good to have. Infiltrators in general are good to have. 9 Hive Guard, you know, there's not much to be said about that. They're just really good at taking out things that get close, like Dreadnoughts, Razorbacks, Rhinos, things that are coming up real close to you. They're good for that, or to torrent down things that are toughness 4 that need to die, like paladins and other things. So I realize that they have a 2+ save, but it takes away their feel no pain, and then if they fail one save, they're instantly killed. So that's pretty good. The Prime started on him because the 2 inactive creatures just wasn't enough. So by putting him with the Hive Guard, suddenly the unit is majority toughness 6, and that's good. See, I need to do like a tactics video on like how I use these guys, because they're almost like a wound reservoir that I put with units, and yeah, so I really need to come up. Maybe that'll be one of the first videos I do is with the Team Prime. So anyway, he runs with them usually. I don't know why I would put him with anybody else. If you're seeing those bivores back there, ignore them for now. These guys over here are my gargoyles. I put Junior Glands and Toxic Sacks on because for 8 points a pop, they're pretty good. You know, they fly around, they shoot bolt pistols. Basically, they are jump infantry, and they're initiative 5 on the charge. 6 is instantly wound and go straight to armor, and then they're poison, so then they get to reroll because they have Furious Charge and Poison, so they get to reroll against Space Marine equivalents. It ends up being a lot of wounds. You know, you jump up, shoot, assault, and it's just all these wounds just pile onto a unit. Terminators, all kinds of things. They give them all kinds of headaches. And then even then, they're 160 points. So imagine what 160 points of Marines, and again, not tanks or anything like that, but 160 points of Space Marines would look like. And it's just like a squad of guys. So they could kill one of those pretty easily. And then they're good for like hordes too, like orcs and things like that. They would be really good against, because they can jump in, kill a bunch of them with their pistols, and then just charge in and do all sorts of damage. All right, the Turbogons, big part of my strategy. Oh, crap, let's see if it'll focus. Oh, gosh, here, I'll fix it. All right, I'm back. Hopefully that is better. The two Turbogons, they've got adrenal glands, toxin sacs, and Catalyst. The Catalyst is there to help these guys survive, the fearless wounds mostly, but all kinds of stuff. Cover with feel no pain. I'll make anything a lot, survivable. So these guys jump up and they can engage all sorts of different things. Just make sure that you remember to cast that, because I remember one time I was playing Dark Eldar and I had my gargoyles all out in front, because 20 gargoyles, like that's, you can't really see a whole lot through that. They're good at giving cover to your whole army if you need it. And I had them out there, and I was really just trying to lure stuff out, and I forgot to cast it, and then they got charged by a whole bunch of witches and died. So you need to always remember that. You need to remember feel no pain, feel no pain, feel no pain during the movement phase. So they're good. So they're synapse. They stand back here with my prime and make sure everything's within synapse. But the feel no pain is also needed on the gene stealers and the hive guard too if they ever need it. But the gene stealers will just rock people. I've absorbed all sorts of charges and hits with these guys. And that's something you really need to consider too, is all of your guys are so vulnerable to shooting. Even hive guard are 4+. There's nothing. Okay, well, I guess the Tyranid affects this, but everything, 6+, 6+, 6+ in the back. All of the hive guard, 4+. These guys, 5+, 4+ on the Broodlord, 3+. So it's like Marine saves are like on 2 of your most expensive guys. And then definitely your 2 most expensive guys, 265 points apiece, they get a 2+ save. Everything else is worse. So you need to take things that have feel no pain, or at least find a way to give people cover, because bolters would just kill these guys. Dire vendors, if they got doomed, would just gun these people down. So you need to find ways to make an unsurvivable unit, which this table here is actually full of, and make them survivable. And that's an easy way. It's once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. So a lot of people ask why I take the Broodlord. Broodlord is kind of cool because one, he's a psyker, and that's kind of fun just to be like casting powers and stuff. But he can make everyone within 6 inches and -1 leadership, which is perfect for like Grey Knights, because they're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do all these things. Well, if you're doing it, if you can get it to work, if they're within 12 inches of a synapse creature, now they're rolling at 3d6, now they're at -1 leadership. But the best way to use this guy, and again, I need to do a whole tactics video on this guy, is to charge in and use his aura of despair. No, that's the -1 leadership. Hypnotic Gaze. You charge into a power fist, and you're like, oh, look, leadership 8 or 9 Marine or whatever they are. You're like, sweet, I'm leadership 10, so you got to beat my dice +10 with your dice +8, because that's what the Hypnotic Gaze does. Look it up. It's pretty sweet. You can be like, no more power fists for you guys, or Mark the Wolfen guy, if that's the danger, the Frost Axe guy, you can charge him and be like, no. Mephiston, if you get this power off, you're just like, hey, dice off. If you fail, you can't attack. That's kind of cool. Logan Grimnar, if they don't have a Rune Priest around, dice off, or else you can't attack. Just a lot of really cool stuff like that. So he is kind of cool. I like him a lot. And he's the point equivalent of about 3 Gene Stealers, because he's like an upgrade for 1. So it's like you lose 2 Gene Stealers whenever you get this guy. But he can instant kill people with his little implant attack, and he can cast some cool powers. If only he was synapse, right? But yeah, then he'd be broken. Oh no, we can't have broken units. Okay. Next we have, I guess it's the Tyranid effects. The Tyranid effects are pretty sweet. I need to do a video on them too. But so I used to have a forum on Yes the Truth Hurts. I had a thread running where I was talking about like push units and pull units and all these different things, because they're all about theory over there. But because the website goes through so many changes. I don't understand. Because I'm sure it's really super complicated to make a website, and he's had to switch hosts, so it always is like deleting all the forums, and it might still be up there, but like my account, I can't comment on anything or post or log in. It's kind of hard. So I just kind of got off of that site. And I've never put a site together, so I don't know what's going on. Regardless, push units and pull units. I was talking about like your punch, like you need a punch too. So you're trying to pull people in some cases, and then you're trying to push other things away, and then you need a punch to go and attack where they're weak. So and maybe I'll do a video on that. But this was my answer for a pull unit. Pull unit is somebody who forces your opponent to come to you. Everything in here is 24 inches or less, other than the Tyranid effects. So people could stand outside of that range and just gun you down. And then within 24 inches, they've only got the hive guard to deal with, which if you're just like a swarm of Marines, isn't that big of a deal because your save is so good. So you need to have ways to make them come in. So like Dark Eldar would be like, whatever, I'm out, and just shoot you from far away and then kind of come in and test at the end. So you need to have ways to pull them in. So that's the Tyranid effects. Plus, this is how you cover Trigons. Or not Trigons. Terragons. Is you have this guy running. Because he's a monstrous creature, so he moves like infantry and he fires like infantry, so he doesn't have to like shoot out the front arc like a vehicle. So you could be like this way, shooting sideways, and all these different things. Because that's how the rules work. So, and then he's got 2+ save, which is awesome, because people will be like, alright, I fire all my long fangs into your Tyranid effects. Like, awesome, 2+ saves. And then, it's kind of sad. Usually they don't shoot him after that. So it's kind of like a persistent 4+ cover save for your Terragons, which is cool. And they get 4 between the two of them, strength 10 shots. Then they can drop templates, and they have a flamer template, which is really good. And they can fire all of those weapons every turn, because if you look at the rules, you can fire you can fire 2 weapons, and then you can always fire your thorax swarms. So that's how you do it. If you want to check and use that in the future, because that's pretty good. The list that I'm going to start testing out is usually in the list I was talking about previous, I would just have a Devour and Sighting Talons, just have an 80-point guy just for more synapse. But I'm thinking about taking those guys out, because these guys, they don't last long in combat because of Fearless. And they're just a lot to maintain, because you guys sit there and feel no pain them all the time. And they tend to fly away from the rest of your army, and now they're out of synapse and all these different things. Which actually is good sometimes. Maybe I'll share that too when I talk about how to use them. And opt for these guys. And these guys, they throw spore mines across the table, 48 inches. And they're barrage weapons, and they're all these cool things. So I figure I could take these guys, take the gargoyles out, put in the biovores, because they're only 135 points for what you see here, and have this configuration, because this guy will take on like minimum squads of Space Marines by himself. If it's like 10 Space Marines with no Power Fist, yeah, he'd eat all of them like this. So all sorts of crazy things I've killed with just this 105 points, and it's come out and wreck face. So anyway, that's my list. Well, I guess kind of 2 lists in one. Just post up what you guys think, if you guys have used anything like this, and I guess I'll see you around. Hit me up.